Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with Life of Chesses for Beyond the Gates, May 13th, 2025. Okay, so first of all, y'all, I didn't get to watch the episode yesterday because the app just kept messing up. It kept messing up. So I watched it on the TV today. Hold on. I watched it on TV today and it was a good episode. I liked it. Look, I got emotional during how Dana was talking to Eva and stuff, and then how Martin came and supported her and encouraged her or whatever. I was like, oh my goodness, look, they got me with that moment. But the thing, aside from that, that stood out to me is what Dana said. She ended up saying how she has a lot up her sleeve. She still has a lot up her sleeve. And I said, now what's she finna do now? I said, what's she finna do now? But a lot of people been talking about how they don't think one that she's actually Ted's daughter, that Eva is actually Ted's daughter. I seen some more comments about how they don't even think that Dana is Eva's mother. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, they were saying how they don't even think that Dana is even her mother, considering how she be treating her and stuff like that, and the fact that she don't care, the fact that she's able to cut her off like that. I did see one thing that I was like, I don't know how they work. They do be switching babies though. Somebody said they think that it's Ted and Nicole baby, but I was like, how's that? And they think that Cat. Did y'all see that? They said they think that Cat is actually Dana's Dana's daughter. They be talking about Cat so bad, y'all, and I was like, well, she is protecting her family. But they brought up the fact that, Eva and Kat, their birthdays real close. So that could be a possibility. And I was like, oh no, that'll be interesting and crazy at the same time. But yeah, on today's episode, they open with Martin. Well, not today's episode, yesterday's episode. They open with Martin and he's still having them dreams. And I feel like his dreams are becoming more and more clear. And I said, it looked like police lights. So is the police in on it? Whatever he did, I'm assuming that sooner or later, maybe by the end of this month, they're going to actually reveal what he did. Because since the show started, they've been dropping hints, and every time he has a nightmare or whatever, they show different things. On this scene, when they first opened up, somebody said something, and I couldn't hear. I was like, "What did he say?" But Martin ends up telling Vernon. He said the guy said, "Let's see what colors your money is," or something like that. And again, it looked like police lights. So I was like, is the police in on it? Like, what happened? Then it's a guy over here. I don't know his name yet. But the guy over here, I don't know if he was staring at Martin, Jan, or both. I don't know if he was staring at both. Then when Jan was on the phone with Ashley, he was looking in too. So I'm like, either it's about Ashley or either he watching Martin or both. It could be both. You never know. Yeah, but the thing with Martin is, like I said, he was having a nightmare. He ends up meeting up with Vernon. That's when he tell him that he's still having the nightmares, and he heard the guy say, "Let's see what colors your money is. Well, let's see what color your money is, or whatever." And I was like, "Okay, I'm confused now. What age was he when this happened? Did he somehow block it all out, and that's why he hasn't officially said it, or what? Does he remember what happened?" I seen somebody else say how they just waiting on Vernon and Anita's secrets to come out. And I said, that's one of them. Whatever they keep it, whatever secret they keeping, that's definitely one of them. But yeah, I said, I think that dude, I don't know, he was looking at Jan when she was on the phone with Ashley. He made a face or whatever. Then when Vernon, they did it in a way where you don't know who he's watching. He could be watching both. He could be there for Jan in regards to Ashley, and he could also be investigating Martin. But yeah, Martin told Vernon that he's not gonna run for president or whatever. He's gonna cancel his plans, and he just gave a load of baloney about what he said, everything that's going on with his family, and the fact that his mama is going through so much and he don't want any secrets. I said that's literally what they told you. Before the secret with Ted came out, they told you that. They told you they didn't think it was a wise idea or a good idea for you to be running for president when you know you got this secret. And they still ain't told what the secret is. They keep showing different clues, y'all. It looked like he attacked somebody. That's what I'm getting. Cause it went from him just dreaming about, he was just, how they do when they, hold on, y'all. You know how they do when they have nightmares and they be shaking and going left to right with their head and stuff. It went from just that. Now it look like police lights. I think they at one point they showed like a crowbar or something falling. On this episode, they end up the dude said something about let's see what color your money is. So I'm like, okay, is the police involved or what? At what point did they call Bill? Like how? What all happened? Hold on, y'all. Danny and Nicole. Nicole was trying to tell Danny that she just needs time to grieve, and she canceled all her appointments because she just can't do it right now. She's not up to it or whatever. And Dan was just encouraging her, telling her, you did nothing wrong. You shouldn't hide. You need to get back to living. You stronger than I am. I made the mistakes or the bad choices or whatever, so you gonna have to. Where I see that at or hear that at. I just heard somebody say that. Maybe it was a TikTok video where they were saying sometimes, you know, you could look around and see the mistakes or the bad choices people make, and that will prevent you from doing the same thing. You don't always have to learn the lesson. You don't always have to go through it or whatever, or experience it yourself. And I was like, facts. What they be doing? The little snap, the little finger snap. Hold on. But she was trying to convince her to go out, and I said, I know where they headed. They end up headed to the doggone country club. I said, they ain't got nowhere else. Why they couldn't go to that other place? But Nicole was right because he is a member or whatever. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about this whole Eva situation because technically it's not her fault, but at the same time it is her fault. So I don't know. But Ted and Eva, they end up coming for breakfast at the country club, and it's a lady, Vanessa's there, she's watching. The lady Anastasia, she's watching or whatever. I said, girl, you don't get on. What she said? She was like, she wanna come. So is Ted is what they call them people, a plastic surgeon or something? I know Nicole is a therapist. What is Ted, y'all? Let me know. But she told him, she talking about some he was implying that she had a big mouth or whatever, and she was like, she wanted him to make it bigger. I thought she wanted him to tell her something so she could go spread some more gossip. She always talking about she said she wanted feelings or something. Girl, if you don't get on out of here, you don't get out of here over here stirring up more trouble. But yeah, Ted and Eva, I like the day bonding moment. Ted ends up telling Eva that they both deserve to be at the country club. He said he done hiding, and he ended up telling Danny that too. He was like, "You told me to man up and do this, so that's what I'm doing, manning up." I said, "I like that he's standing up for himself. I like that there, cause Danny don't back down." But yeah, they was talking about that, and he was telling her because she's his daughter, she belongs there as well or whatever. They sitting down, they just chatting, and he told her that he got her a booth at some place for her to do hair, and she was like, she actually likes being a personal assistant. He told her with everything that happened, and with everything that happened, they're eventually gonna find out why you had to leave your last job or was fired or whatever the case was. And she was like, oh, I do feel like she's kind of in denial. Like I don't know what she be expecting. I understand, like your mama told you a load of baloney and stuff like that, but she just like Doug over here. I wrote down at the top of the page. I said, Doug, he's still not getting it. This man is indirectly threatening you and stuff like that. You still over here. He's still trying to stay and gamble. I was like, dude, I feel like either way it go, he should tell Vanessa. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I said, y'all know how I feel about that type of situation. I said, at this point, because he's gonna end up. Who's to say Joey isn't gonna end up telling anyways? But yeah, we gotta finish with. I think did I write down? Yeah, I should just check. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I already said Martin still have nightmares. Nicole said she needs time to grieve, and Danny was supporting her. Ted told Eva that they deserve to be at the country club. Um, Derek and Ashley. You might as well get them out the way because then nothing really happened with them anyways. Let me put a star beside it. Cause they was talking about how they didn't connect. I'm assuming they was talking about sleeping together or something. Cause then they slept together. Hold on. They was talking about how they didn't connect and stuff like that, and they was just talking about who goes to the shower first. And he said something about he going to play pool afterwards. She was like, "You never do that or whatever. Does it have anything to do with us not connecting?" And they was just talking about that. She ends up telling. She was like, she got to talk to her mama or something. And he was just sitting there, and she was like, "Now would be the time for you to get in the shower." Then she was just, I thought he was gonna overhear her or something, but he didn't. Well, I'm assuming he didn't hear her. But yeah, she got on the phone with her mama, and her mama was trying to encourage her and everything. And she said maybe she's just not used to living with a man because it was always the girls. And that's the point with the dude that was in the doggone diner, cafe, restaurant, whatever, where he was looking. And I was so confused because I don't know if he was watching I about to call her Dana. Dog, what's the lady name? Jen. I don't know if he was watching Jen or if he was watching Martin. Or both. It could be both. He could be there, and he could be, because I know somebody was saying, I had already seen that part. where somebody said that maybe he's Ashley's father. That's why they suddenly talking about it. And then the whole conversation with Dana, where she was like, "Tell me you understand stuff." She knows she could put on the show. Look, have y'all ever seen her in the Carl Weber's Family Business? If I'm not mistaken, that's the same lady, because y'all know sometimes people have twins and sometimes they have lookalikes. But yeah, I'm assuming that's her and Carl Weber's Family Business or whatever. But yeah, she playing that part definitely. Hopefully she get a award. Excuse me. Also, if you didn't know, Beyond the Gates has been renewed. I don't know why I automatically thought that, it was continuous, but yeah, it been renewed, y'all, so far. Where are we at? Where are we at? We'll come back to finish Ted and Eva. We was talking about Ashley and Derek. Yeah, they was on the phone. That's when the dude, he kept looking. He kept looking and stuff like that. Dana ended up coming up to Jan, and that's when she over here trying to tell her side of the story. Talking, you only heard Mona or whatever. You can't trust her. She got her head so far up Nicole and them, but it's stuff like that. And Jan, for a minute, I thought she was gonna fall for it. I definitely thought she was gonna fall for it. But then she just kept talking and kept talking. She was saying how she was trying to play victim. They was trying to play victim, whatever. Somebody, so he told me he loved me. He told me he loved me and all this extra stuff, trying to get her on her side. I said, but then at the end, when she came back, Jan came to confront her about how she talked to Eva. And what she tell her? Dog, I don't think I wrote it down. She just went off on her. I said, she don't care to cause a scene, do she? She didn't care nobody was in there, none of that. And I said, once again, the whole thing about that is Dana thought that revealing all of this was going to bring Ted back to her. And she still do. Hold on. But yeah, she told Jan that she's still not done. She said she's still not done. I was like, what else is there left to do? I mean, we gotta wait till she get locked up. But she is supposed to blame, allegedly. She's supposed to blame Eva for running Laura off the road. She probably gonna frame her and everything, y'all. Eva probably gonna get arrested. I haven't seen no spoilers or nothing. Because what was they supposed to be looking for? Was they supposed to look for a tag play or something? No, I think they said the tag play was covered out. I don't know, y'all. But yeah, let me scratch out. I forgot. We Ashley and Derek, they end up talking and sleeping together or whatever, but I still feel like she wants Andre. I definitely feel like she wants Andre. Vanessa ends up calling Doug. She told him she was asking him where excuse me. She was asking him, where he been. He didn't come home last night. This man still at the doggone is that called a casino? I don't even know. He gambling. That's all I know for sure. I don't know the correct term. But he over here gambling and stuff. And he's still not getting it. And I was like, Randy, you should have stayed out of it. Hopefully, nothing happened. But yeah, because he's still not getting it. The man over here telling you, he told you exactly what he wanted. He told you exactly what he wanted. You're not listening. But yeah, Vanessa was asking him where he at. I don't know. She think he cheating. She think he doing something he ain't got no business. Because Nicole was like, that's too close to home or whatever. And I was like, nah, he ain't cheating. As far as we know, he not cheating. He just gambling. Hold on. And I don't want to say it like he just gambling, like, oh, he ain't cheating, so that's still a good thing. No, it's a lot of things aside from cheating that could be a bad thing. But yeah, what did he tell her? What did he tell her? Let me see if I wrote down what he ended up telling her, because I just realized it. I don't know if I wrote it down or not. But Joey ended up coming in or whatever, and he was confronting him. He was telling him that he owe him money. He owe him money, and he's still over here trying to gamble. He over here like, oh, I started working in a few weeks and stuff like that. And he told him he want to launder money through Vanessa's business. He told him to go through her. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back. Joey told Doug they have a problem to solve, that he owes him money. He's still there. He just creating more and more debt. He ends up telling him to talk to his wife. He said, I know, we both know that she has money. He said, no, I'm not gonna talk to her or whatever. And he don't want to endanger her. He don't want her involved in no way, shape, or form. That's when he started talking about how, he started back working. He's gonna start back working in a few weeks, and he's still like, Doug don't get it. I wrote it at the top of the page. I said, he don't get it. I said, you must don't know these people be over here breaking legs, breaking arms, murdering people and stuff. Look, Randy tried to tell him repeatedly. Then he dry snitched in a way. Joy, telling him something about maybe he should stop gambling and stuff like that. And he's like, people have been telling me that. And I was like, I think the only person that told him that was Randy. That's his snitch. But he do supposed to have eyes and ears everywhere anyways. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, like I said, Joey ends up revealing that he wanted London money through Vanessa Firm, and that's again, he said he didn't want to include her. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna put her in that situation, stuff like that. He's like, well, okay, I tried to help you. I took a gamble on you, literally, figuratively. I took a gamble on you or whatever. And he was wrong. I'm giving you 1 week. I said, oh my goodness. I want to know if he's actually gonna do it, and if he do it, is he gonna tell his wife or not? What y'all think? I don't think he gonna tell her. I don't think he would have been told her if that was the case. But yeah, he was like, "How am I supposed to get that to you in 1 week?" He's like, "It's not his problem. You better do it, or I'm gonna do something." I forgot what he said. He threatened him. He ends up threatening him and everything. I was like, But yeah, he told him it's time to pay. He threatened to break his other hand and stuff like that. And he tried to sit down. And that's when he told him, no, you're not gambling no more or whatever. He's like, well, how do you expect me to, pay? I was like, Randy told you before you even went too far. He told you. But yeah, he ended up giving him a week, y'all. Let me go back to my other notes. Hold on, y'all. He ended up giving him a week. Who we got? Vernon and Martin. Let me write down. I'm gonna connect that right there. Vernon, Martin, Eva, Dana, because they all was there. Jan was there. Dana, Jan. Okay, I'm gonna put that in quotation. And the dude that keeps staring. But that's when Martin ends up telling Vernon that he having the nightmares and stuff like that. He remember the dude saying, "Let's see what color your money is" or whatever. And I was like, okay, like, does he not know what he did? Like, what age was it? Or is it one of those situations where they have a mental block where they can't remember, or they just what's it called? What's it called when they have a mental block and they pushing it back? Something traumatic happened or something like that. And what led to it? He obviously got a temper. That's what I'm assuming. He got a temper. He took it out on somebody. Bill helped cover it up. And because they showed the little lights, I'm assuming that police involved. I could be wrong now. I also noticed that they haven't shown Jacob Daddy no more. Jacob Daddy or the dude. The dude. I said the dude. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The dude that's supposed to be a crook that working with Joey. Oh, I forgot his name. What's his name? But yeah, that's all Vernon and Martin was talking about. He ends up revealing that he dropping his campaign, and he ends up telling Vernon that he actually never started it or whatever. And like I said, the dude keeps staring, and I don't know who he's staring at. Dana was sitting there. Eva ran in because the little gossip lady, Anastasia. She said first she told Danny and Nicole. She said y'all sure can't pick them. Then she went over there to Eva and told her fairy godmother whatever dressed her in some church clothes. I was about to say she dressing like Cat because Cat usually dressed. Well, I ain't gonna say like that, but kind of like that or whatever. She told her she dressed like a church lady, and Eva got upset. She ends up running out of there or whatever, and she ran straight to her mama. And that was the worst thing she could have did because she came right back to her daddy. She went telling her you was right or whatever. I don't fit in. I don't even know what to wear and stuff like this. She ends up trying to explain, I didn't know what to do. Like I wanted to, support you and stuff like that, but I also, wanted to do right by Nicole and my daddy and stuff like that. She wanted to get to know, just trying to explain to the crazy lady. Excuse me, trying to explain to the wig lady, the crazy lady or whatever, and she started getting upset. You supposed to be choosing me or whatever. So she asking her, can she come home? And she getting louder and louder. I was like, she ain't got no shame. But yeah, she said, no, you can't come home or whatever. Told her basically you made your bed, lay in it. And like she was just talking crazy to Eva, and I look, Eva just be so emotional. She be getting me emotional and stuff. I'm over here. I was like, oh, I was like the way she talked to her. I can't say it, but never mind. Let's change the subject. It just brought back memories. But yeah, I was like, man, I got emotional with that. I was like, they got somebody need to get an award, get nominated or something. Definitely. But Martin came. Soon as Dana got up, she went, I don't know, she sat at another table or at the little stool or whatever. But Martin came right over there. I was like, Cat's not gonna like this. She's not gonna like this. He ends up, look, I ain't even referring to the doggone notes. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. I already said Eva tells Dana she was right. Tries saying she had to do what was right and stuff like that. Let's see. I already said she couldn't come home. Martin immediately came over there to comfort her and tell her she deserves better. She didn't deserve that. She ends up telling him that they had it good being raised by Nicole and Ted or whatever. He did say something about he realized with his own family, something about he realized with his own family. So I said, does this mean he gonna forgive Ted or what? But yeah, she ends up running out of there. So Vernon went over to talk to Dana, and he's told her, he was like, I pity you. I pity you. Because you just rejected the only person that would ever love you. I said, fact. Fact. I ain't gonna say the only person that would ever love her, but as of right now, yeah, like you don't get it. You so how you gonna be more desperate? Well, that happens all the time, unfortunately. How you gonna be more desperate to want the man you keep saying abandon you and stuff like that and wanted you to abort your baby for the baby that he wanted to abort or he wanted you to abort or whatever for the man that keeps proving that he don't want you. Now I know he did. He already said he did tell her he loved her. So people shouldn't be playing that type of game. But they never really fully talk about that part. You shouldn't be playing games or mind games with folks. I still don't know if the lady was with that, if they was married or not, or just a couple. I'm assuming they was just. Well, I take that back because didn't Nicole said something about? Hold on, y'all. Then Nicole said something about her whole marriage was allowed, her whole relationship. I don't know. Either way it go, they was together. But yeah, Vernon told her he pitied her because she rejected the only person that ever loved her and stuff like that. She still don't get it. Jan came over there trying to tell her about herself and how she could talk to Eva. She went off on she went off on her, told that she still got a lot of stuff up her sleeve. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, here she goes. But they do, like I said before, crazy people and dangerous people be making the show interesting. But yeah, let me scratch out Vanessa, Doug, Joey, Vernon, Martin, Eva, Dana, Jan. Martin them end up leaving. And that's when the dude, Jan left too. And that's when the dude that was watching them left too. But I don't know. Who do y'all think he looking at? Do y'all think he was looking at Jan? Some people think that that's Ash's father because they did mention on yesterday's episode that she didn't grow up with a father and stuff like that. And then, the whole scene with Dana saying, tell me you understand and stuff like that, raising a daughter and this and that. And she talked about Ashley. So I was like, yeah, maybe he is Ashley's father. I will say I'm looking forward to them having a storyline and diving deeper in them versus just the Duprees because they got a lot of stuff going on right now. But I'm ready for them to expand outside of the Duprees. I know they've been doing the whole Doug and Joy situation too. But yeah, I'm ready for that though. Okay, I think the last people we got, Vanessa, Nicole, Danny, Anastasia, and we got to go back to Ted and Eva because they was during this scene too. So, like I said, Ted and Eva was having breakfast or whatever, and that's when Danny done brought Nicole there. She done brought Nicole there or whatever. Um, I think Ted tried to say something to Nicole, and there go Danny. There go Danny. What she told him. I thought I made myself clear. Y'all think. I said y'all think. They think they run something. Well, technically they do. Technically they do. That's what they've been saying since the show began. I was like, she always. Now I understand you trying to protect your sister and stuff like that, but at the same time, y'all can't tell people where to go. Y'all tried that with Bill and them still end up coming. Hold on. But yeah, I thought I made myself clear. And he stood up for himself. He was like, you told me to man up, so that's what I'm doing, manning up. I'm having breakfast with my daughter or whatever. I was like, yeah, Eva looked like she wanted to read Danny down. Why I called that lady? Hold on, let me scratch that out. I don't call her Danny. I be getting her confused. But yeah, she hella cool now. She do, but I know Eva can defend herself because the many times Kat don't confront her or whatever. Now this would be the time. Back then, Eva knew doggone well she was lying and playing games, and Kat was right, and she defended herself. It's about that time. It's about that time for her to defend herself against the Duprees too. I think it was revealed. Danny ends up revealing that her and Anita had told her, they made themselves clear about how, she'll never be a part of the Dupree family and stuff like that. And Ted ends up telling her, don't pay no mind and stuff like that. They had no business saying that or, just being in her face and stuff. He defended his daughter. I said, I hope that's his daughter for real. I hope that's his daughter for real. All this for nothing. But it wouldn't be the first time because on soaps that I be watching, The Bold and Beautiful, General Hospital, back in the day, One Like to Leave All My Children, they do stuff like this all the time. But yeah, I don't know Was it the scene with Anastasia or the scene where Danny was talking crazy, talking noise or defending her sister and stuff like that? Where Ted said he got to do something. He should say something. He was like saying he should say something to them. I don't know which scene it was, but yeah. Nicole says she knows that Ted should have a relationship with his daughter and stuff like that, but seeing it is what's bothering her or whatever. She didn't think it'd make her feel that way, but she did end up saying how grateful she is that Danny and Vanessa been there for her and how she faced them and stuff. And so, she feeling better. She's doing better. But then they showed the end scene where Ted was holding Eva's hand, and the way Nicole was looking, I was like, oh. I already said the part about Anastasia telling her she dressed like a church lady or whatever. Then coming over there talking about some doggone she want him to make her lips bigger with her fillers. Is that lady? I don't know. When they show certain scenes, I be thinking these folks is somebody from past soaps or somebody historic. I don't want to say historical. That seems kind of bad, don't it? I don't want to say historical. Is that a good thing to say historical? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what that lady. I don't know about that lady. I know for sure the June lady, she played on something. I don't know if it was the game. I don't know what it was, but that lady, I know for sure she played on something. I feel like I'm missing something. Let me see. I'm gonna go through the notes. After the lady said that about the church code, that's when Eva left. I already talked about that, I think. Let me see. Anastasia told Danny and Nicole. I said that. Nicole told Danny. Oh, that part. Nicole ends up saying that Andre told her that he knew or whatever, and Danny made a face. But I think they showed on Friday's episode they supposed to hook up again. I think Nicole's supposed to ask Danny what's going on between her and Andre. I said hopefully she don't fall for this man, knowing that he has feelings for Ashley. Now Shanice did say he a player, so there's that. But yeah, let me make sure. I already said Nicole told Danny that Andre knew. We already talked about Joey. Ted tells Nicole. Oh, Ted. Ted ends up going over there and he told Nicole he's going to show her and everybody else that he has learned from this whole thing. And he made it clear that he accepting his daughter or whatever. He's not gonna abandon her, stuff like that. So that definitely proves that Dana lied, that Leslie lied, the wig lady, the crazy lady. But yeah, he told her he's not giving up, and he said, "What, this time next year for our anniversary?" Just saying that they gonna make it to it. And then Nicole and them talking about some not Nicole, what's the lady name? Danny. She's talking about some he thinks that y'all gonna make it to another anniversary and stuff like that. No, Nicole did. I was right. Nicole was the one who said that. But they was trying to encourage her and saying you never know and stuff. I think they're gonna work it out. Hopefully. If not, he gonna end up doing something stupid and going to sleep with that lady again. Yeah. Either he gonna learn his lesson, either she gonna take a long time to forgive him, then that's when she gonna find out he's still sleeping with her. But I'm assuming they're gonna eventually find out that Dana the one ran Laura out the road, especially with her allegedly framing Eva. Because if you frame somebody, eventually they gonna find evidence. Well, I take that back. They don't always find evidence. Sometimes it's people innocent right now in jail. So I take that back. Let's see. I already said Joey gives Doug 1 week. Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything, y'all. Yeah. I think that Doug need to go tell his wife what's going on. Cause if she hasn't already, she finna sleep with that man. Then they both gonna owe him. They both gonna be running around doing stuff for him. But yeah, I think he should tell. That's it. That's all. Stay tuned for tonight's review if the app acts right this time, y'all. I might just have to watch it on TV. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this. Dog, 29 minutes. That's the longest I ever did. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, have a great rest of the day. Be safe.